Well, my name is Staff Sergeant Brent Nadjadi, and I was born and raised in Bath, New York. I spent 5 years in the United States Army with one tour to Afghanistan as a route clearance operator in 2010. Once moving back here in 2013, retiring from the service, I thought it was important to get back into the world of fitness. I spent a lot of time in rehab and physical therapy at Walter Reed. And when I got out of the military, I kind of saw myself losing track of accountability and discipline. And I let myself go to a point where I was up to 260 pounds. And sitting at 5'8", 260 pounds is not a very comfortable weight to sit at. So last year, my brother and I got together and we opened a typical old school barbell gym that really gets back to the roots of simple lifting. We took all the fancy machinery that you see in these big chain gyms, and we broke it down to its simplest form, to your three complex lifts, and it's been a blessing. The cool thing about my brother is we're identical, but he also served 6.5 years in the Army too as a grunt. So it was one thing that we could do together in our small little community here to really give back to not only veterans but the first responders in our area. So I thought that was pretty neat. So I didn't figure out. So when I was down in Walter Reed last March, I was getting my second amputation on the right side. And a funny thing with Kale is I've never heard of it before. And my physical therapist is like, you ever heard of Catch a Lift? And I'm like, what do you mean? I don't need a new car. I don't need, where are you going with this? And I was talking to Lisa, and she's like, well, no, they do a lot of fitness stuff for veterans. And she knew my background into the fitness arena. And so I left physical therapy that day, and I sent an email to Catch a Lift. And like I said, it's been history from there. There's a lot of great points that I've gotten from Kale just on the dashboard, the landing zone. I'm kind of a weird little bookworm where I really believe in knowledge is power. So I find myself really trying to take advantage of all the resources, all the information that's on the landing zone. And I think especially somebody in the fitness world, you need that. You can't train people. You can't give the proper guidance if you're not well equipped in that aspect. My one word: perspective. So to put it in the most simplest form, September 13th, 2010 is what gave me perspective. That's the day my life went from 100 miles an hour to zero. And I was really vulnerable. I didn't know what life was all about. That's the day that our truck was hit with an IED, and pretty much my world stopped right then. And then I had to pick it up. And where I use perspective is I was in a really crappy situation, right? But how could I change that crappy situation into something that I could really grow from and create opportunity for myself, my family, my wife, my kids? And I think so many times we get caught in these downfalls of life or these trials in life that we dwell on stuff too long, and then we forget about the idea that we can control how we view certain things, right? And that's what perspective is to me. I took my first few weeks after the blast, these theories of, or these thoughts of self-pity and why me and stuff like that. They'd always want to like sneak into my thought process, and that's dangerous. I mean, that you're going down a slippery slope if you're thinking about sympathy, because you're not going to grow from feeling sorry for yourself. You're not gonna get past these obstacles if you're in that mindset. But my wife really, I mean, she was the unsung hero. I mean, she doesn't get enough credit. And Most spouses that have gone through the same kind of process that we have don't get recognized for all the work that they do behind the scenes, behind the curtains where nobody else sees them. But perspective is something that I hold very close to me. Even in the toughest of challenges, I try to find a positive avenue to where I can grow from. That's one side of the kale that I really enjoy. The other side is that the first time I got to see the outside of kale was at an event we just did in Baltimore. I got to hang out with a lot of cool people, meet the staff, and I tell you, I'm forever grateful for that experience, and I look forward to pursuing something more with kale, and it's been a blessing, and it's hard to put into words because I do get a little emotional about fitness and my journey and where I am today and how blessed I am to still be here serving a purpose way bigger than myself. But that trip to Baltimore put it all together for me. Email traffic and videos are great, but when you get to see the inner workings and all the beautiful people involved do their thing, it's just fun to watch, so fun to be a part of.